Well, it is always an extreme pleasure to be able to talk to one of the great legends in bluegrass, one of the most awarded acts in bluegrass, Delmccoury. It is a pleasure to have you on the show.
Well, thank you, Tim Michaels. Good to talk to you again.
Absolutely. It's always fun when you come back to our area, and you're going to be in Gettysburg next week. I was just talking to Rich this morning. We were just talking about how much a part of history that you have been in Gettysburg over the years.
Yeah, I played Gettysburg quite a bit, you know. Even back, I guess, you know, the Black Horse Campground was the first time I played a festival in that area, you know. And, of course, that was a long time ago. I remember playing there with when Ricky Skaggs first got his Boone Creek band together, you know, and we were singing on stage, and of course we both are tenors. We were tenor singers in those days, you know. And so we sung this song, "Sweetheart, Can't You Hear Me Calling?" That's one of Bill Monroe's old songs, you know. And we were switching parts. I'd sing tenor on one chorus, and he'd sing tenor on the next chorus, you know. And we blew the speakers out. They had to fix the speakers right in the middle of our show.
Years ago, they used to have kind of the big trailer there that was the stage. Back in 2010, of course, Rich constructed the new wooden stage, and what a beautiful venue that is to play there.
Yes, it sure is. Yeah, that's a big improvement. Of course, the Black Horse Campground was a different venue, you know. It was there at the creek. Coming out of Gettysburg, it was right on the left-hand side there, you know, at that creek. It was at a creek, actually, yeah, but the Black Horse Campground. And then, of course, I guess Rich, father-in-law, you know, started the one that's going now, you know, right after that.
Yeah, he started the festival in 1979.
Hey, it's a big improvement over Black Horse Campground, I'll tell you that. Because it's so much nicer, you know. It really, all the utilities are nice around there, you know, and it's just a pleasant place to come to, you know.
And Del, you've been in bluegrass music for 60 years, is that correct?
You may know that better than I do.
I mean, I know that you worked with Bill Monroe for a while back in the early 60s, so that obviously has to rank as something that's very special to you, being able to work with a guy like Bill.
Yeah, he's the father of bluegrass music. And, you know, when I was with him, it's when they came up with that title for Bill Monroe. Because up until that point, it was just Bill Monroe and the Bluegrass Boys, you know. And he, just after I started working for him, he got a manager from New York City. His name was Ralph Rensler. And Ralph kind of connected Bill Monroe in with the folk festivals, you know.
Sure.
He was in that pretty big, you know, and in the meantime, he talked to us boys. Of course, he was not much older than we were. He was a little older than the rest of the band, you know, but he said, you know, Bill Monroe needs a title. But we couldn't help him out. We didn't know what to call Bill Monroe. We just called him Chief. But that wouldn't have been a good title for Bill Monroe. Chief of Bluegrass Music. But he came up with that title, Father of Bluegrass Music, and of course, you know, he sent out flyers and things, and he would call him the Father of Bluegrass Music, which he deserved that, you know, because he was. If it hadn't been for Bill Monroe, there'd be no Bluegrass Music, probably. Or if there would, it'd be a different name, you know. But, yeah, that was 1963 when that was. And he also, I'll tell you another thing Ralph did. Up until that point, you know, Bill Monroe was on Decca Records, which is a big label, you know, and he was still on that label when I went with him. But anyway, on his records, there was no record of the musicians that had played on all those things, you know, like from 1939 to up until 1963. Nobody knew who played what. And so Ralph went into Harry Silverstein, who was Bill Monroe's A&R guy at the time. And he said, look, I want to go through your records, and I want to see who all played on every record, which they have a record of it. They had a record of it, they just didn't publish it on record for people to buy, you know. And he researched it and got all of the musicians that played on everything with Bill Monroe from 1939 to 1963, that was a feat, too, you know.
Absolutely.
You know, if a record came out on Bill Monroe, it'd just say, Bill Monroe and the Bluegrass Boys. That's how it would say. And of course, they were, at that time, they were not 78 RPMs, but the vinyl, you know, the big vinyl record. So then the next record that came out on Bill, he listed the guys that were in the band, and I was one of the first side men with Bill Monroe to be listed on a record with Bill Monroe. You know, me and Bill Keith and Kenny Baker, and that was really something, I'll tell you.
Gentleman who is a member of the IBMA Hall of Fame, the Grand Ole Opry, multi-Grammy Award-winning Delmccoury. And Del and the band will be at the Gettysburg Bluegrass Festival this Saturday, August 19th. For details, log on to GettysburgBluegrass.com. Celebrate a tradition of musical excellence, the 85th Gettysburg Bluegrass Festival, running August 17th through 20th at the spacious Granite Hill Camping Resort. 4 days, 2 stages, featuring bluegrass legends, bluegrass rising stars, and superstars. Featured acts include Grand Ole Opry member and IBMA Hall of Fame member Delmccoury and the Delmccoury Band, plus 8-time IBMA Female Vocalist of the Year and the Grammy Award-winning Rhonda Vincent and the Rage, plus the son of the legendary Ralph Stanley II and the Clinch Mountain Boys. You'll see longtime festival favorites and IBMA Hall of Fame members, the Seldom Seen and the always popular Dry Branch Fire Squad, a band that has appeared at each of 85 festivals. Enjoy 4 days of bluegrass from the finest acts on the road. Bring the whole family. Enjoy the spacious grounds and modern facilities at the Granite Hill Camping Resort. The 85th Gettysburg Bluegrass Festival, August 17th through 20th. For complete festival details, log on to GettysburgBluegrass.com.